and Maurice Jones-Drew here with you. We asked in game day kickoff before the game whether the Dolphins would fight tonight with their backs against the wall. They did. They just came up short at the very end. This was a fun game, and it really started, with Josh Allen doing so many of the things that we've come to expect from him. So let's talk a little bit about what we saw from Josh Allen on this night here, Maurice.
I thought he was very patient in the pocket. He won from the pocket. He ran when he had to. He made a terrific throw. We're going to really break this throw down and this play down, because that's a play they've run multiple times against them. They use play action well. This play, timing and anticipation, right? If Josh Allen has that, he becomes very scary to go with, the ability to roll out of the pocket and improvise as well. And so I thought he showed everything that we talked about early on. He had control of the game, command of the game. This play here was special because he made it seem like they were going to run the ball. The receiver pointing out the guys, right? Yeah, they did a great job. And again, he utilized his legs when needed. And that's what you want. That's what you expect out of an MVP type of player.
Yeah, still, it was not like a Superman cape type of game for Josh Allen. Exactly right. 4 carries, 25 yards on the ground. Cam Wolf had mentioned that to us in the pregame. Probably going to run him a little bit less. Was dealing with that kind of residual effects from the nose injury that he suffered the week before. Was wearing that visor, that clear visor you see right there for the first time in his career. Didn't show any issues with that, but I thought it was pretty pinpoint in this game. Through the air, 22 of 28, 213 yards, and of those 22 completions, 9 different guys caught the ball. 6 guys had 2 or more receptions in this game.
That's what's scary about the Buffalo Bills, is there's not just one guy. I remember when they had Stephon Diggs, you knew that he was going to get 10 to 13 targets a game, maybe 10 to 15 targets a game. They're spreading the ball around. That means you have to cover everyone. And if one guy is getting open, it can be tight ends, it can be wide receivers, it can be running backs. It doesn't matter. He's going to throw the ball to whoever he wants to and who's open. And that's what makes him dangerous.
Yeah, no question. And speaking of, he is our Mercedes-Benz star of the game, Josh Allen. All right, Josh Allen, our star of the game, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Josh Allen now surpassing Patrick Mahomes, as you heard right there, to become the fastest player in NFL history to reach 300 career offensive touchdowns. And look, they came out of the gate swinging in this one, right? And, they watched the Miami Dolphins go down on the opening possession and have a really nice drive, right? Opened up, Miami did, with a 10-play, 52-yard drive, went for a score. Bills then scored 14 unanswered, and Josh Allen, obviously, a big key in that early serve.
Championship teams respond, right? I mean, you're talking about a big kickoff return by the Dolphins. You're talking about offense that ran the ball the whole game, and Ollie Gordon running downhill on guys. And then you come out as an offense, you respond. And then your defense uses that momentum to get a stop, and then you go back and respond again. That's what championship teams do. And the Buffalo Bills, they're searching for that championship, right? They played in AFC championship games and divisional games. They do all those things. But it's the recipe of figuring out who you are throughout the course of the season. Can you respond in these situations over and over again? We saw it in week 1. We see it now again in week 3. That's important.
And I feel like the recipe for success for this Bills team over the course of the last, whatever it is now, regular season games, 20 games, is James Cook in the run game.
No question.
Right? I mentioned earlier, they had the best running game in the league a week ago. James Cook had been flirting all game long with 5.5, 6, 6.5 yards a carry. He goes over 100 again tonight.
When you feed James Cook, it opens up so much in the passing game. He's an elusive runner. He's great vision. He knows how to run with the offensive line, meaning I'm going to go with the flow of the offensive line. I'm not going to touch them, but I'm going to move with them. He pitched through the hole. I mean, again, he just knew what he was doing. He knew where they were going. They had a great game plan. And so, to me, this run here was a special one. That's what I'm talking. He learned how to pick through that offensive line and get through. It was like a tackle away from breaking it. Look, man, he's consecutive rushing touchdowns.
And nobody's rushed for more touchdowns than James Cook since the start of last season. And he has been fantastic and right up there in Bills history with a great streak right there. Now, on the Dolphins side of things, look, they had some positive moments here. I want to get to something here in just a second that is kind of repeating itself. But, they went up 7-0. Watch the Bills go down and score 14 unanswered, and maybe getting on the verge of scoring 21 unanswered. They come up with a big stop. The Bills missed the field goal. Dolphins Dolphins were able to come back and get a nice touchdown at the end of the first half. That showed some serious fight. But they are in this position for the second week in a row where they take a lead late or get close, right? And this was last week. This was after Drake May had a 6-yard touchdown run that gave the Patriots the lead. Dolphins defense comes up with a stop, and then Malik Washington has this 74-yard punt return for a score that gives them a 27-23 lead. Then on the ensuing kickoff, they give it right back with Antonio Gibson's 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and the Patriots able to come away with the victory in that one. And then tonight, they tied the game up at 21 with Tyreek Hill on the 5-yard touchdown pass from Tua Tagovailoa. Another terrific drive, 9 plays, 67 yards, 5 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. But then stop the Bills and force a punt, except Zach Sealer on what looked like a punt safe look.
Yeah, they were
gets
rushing.
Gets roughing the punter. And then the Bills take advantage, score the touchdown with Shakir, 28-21. Dolphins still have a shot. They're driving. Tua connected with Jalen Waddle twice on that drive that ended in the Terrell Bernard interception, and then on the third time targeting Waddle, he gets picked off.
And those things happen. I don't think this game is the same as last week. I don't think this game is like the Colts game. They did everything they were supposed to do. They just made one mistake. I don't even think it was a mistake. It was a heck of a play by Terrell Bernard to go out and make that play. Yeah, that was just a great play. He's not supposed to be there. We'll break it down a little bit later. But he's not supposed to be there. He made a play on the ball. Kudos to them. But this Miami Dolphins team look completely different this week or today than they did on Sunday and week 1. So I'm actually, I don't want to say like they're much more improved. They showed much more effort. Yeah. They were tackling. They were defensively. They were stopping the run. They really did what they were supposed to do in this situation. You just hope it's enough to make sure that everyone's back next week.
I felt like there were times where they were really taking advantage of the Bills' defense. When they were running the football. Achane at 62 yards in this game is averaging 5 yards a pop. Ollie Gordon contributed as well. Had the first touchdown of the game on that first drive.
We talked about this in the pregame.
But took advantage of Milano and Oliver.
But also they took advantage of the 2 high safeties, right? So if you're going to play 2 high safeties, we're going to run the ball at you. And they were patient enough to stick with the running game, and they were in the game enough to stick with the running game. You talked about that missed field goal and that big stop.
Sequence of the game.
If that's the touchdown, now you have to throw the ball, right? You play right into the Bills' hands. Great job by their defense. But again, they were patient and they stuck with the running game. And then when you do that, you give yourself a chance. And they had a chance to win this game.
They had a chance. And you alluded to it. The interception was, a really crafty play by Terrell Bernard. You got the telestrator out. You want to take us through it?
Yeah, I'll take you through it. Here we go. There it is. Here we go. Listen, we're going to run what we call Z spot. This is the Z receiver. This is the Z receiver right here.
Waddle.
He's going to run a spot. That's Waddle. Tight end's going to run a corner. The back is going to swing or run an arrow this way. We are reading this defender right here. If he takes the back, we're going to throw it to Waddle right now. Right? This guy here is Terrell Bernard. He's not supposed to be anywhere in this area. So here we go. Let's run it.
Let's see. Oh, he's cheating over him.
You see this? This backer leaves. He vacates the area. Bernard is way over here. You have this guy sealing him off to run a corner. There's no way that guy should be able to get there. Again,
hold on. Look, Tua is already.
He's ready to throw the ball.
He sees it immediately.
He sees it right now. So again, there's a throw. That's just a heck of a play. That's just a heck of a play. There's no way he's supposed to get there. That you can't be upset at Tua Tagovailoa. You can't be upset at Mike McDaniel. That was a great design play. They were trying to get a first. I think it was like 3rd and 4. Yeah. That was going to be just enough to get the first down. Heck of a play by Terrell Bernard of recognizing that and getting to that spot to make that play.
That was the Kyle Brandt announced draft pick. Remember when he brought the chicken wing?
Yes.
Yep. Terrell Bernard, second-round pick of the Buffalo Bills, who had a really nice night. Ended up with second leading tackler on the night, 7 tackles.